That's your ex?
That's my recent ex.
Everyone has a unique gift, and Mike, the creator of the One Life podcast, believes most people don't know how to use their gifts or what they are. Mike wants you to see things from a different perspective and be true to yourself. The One Life podcast unites the world through art, fashion, music, and film. It inspires, motivates, and creates positive energy, love, and compassion to all communities, and creates an equal playing field for all. On the One Life podcast, they cover topics like building relationships, overcoming adversity, habits of healthy people, and much, much more. We only have one life to live. Be yourself and live your truth. Add the One Life podcast to your playlist. That's the number one NE Life. Available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the One Life Podcast. I am Mike M.C. Reed. And this is the One Life Podcast, where we talk about positive psychology while taking care of our well-being and telling your story, because everybody has an amazing story. Today's episode is sponsored by the Funky Egyptian Creations, hand-poured soy candles and vintage glasses with healing crystals in each candles. You can find her at Pretty Little Poppy over here at Pretty Little Poppy Marketplace. So come on and get your vintage glass soy candles, y'all. In studio today, we have Brittney Pettus. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Pettus.
Yes, sir.
Digital creator, rapper, comedian, artistic director for Zebra Improv.
Yes.
You got a lot of titles.
I'm also a teacher. I teach improv and acting.
I missed some things.
Yeah, and then my most important job, I'm a mother.
Wow,
that's the most important one.
That is. How old is your daughter? That's my favorite
one. 18. She is 18.
Oh, she's an adult now.
Yeah, she's grown.
She is an adult.
Yeah, she's good.
You're done. Good. Did she just turn 18 this year, last year?
October 2nd, she turned 18.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you still
graduated from high school. Yeah, I feel like I accomplished. It's a big accomplishment.
Well, you did it.
Heck yeah. And I was in high school when I had her, so.
Hey, so me and my ex-wife, my first wife, right, because that's who I have my two kids with. My daughter's 21 and my son is 26.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I take that back. Hope she ain't listening to this. My daughter just turned 22 the other day.
Cool.
And my son will be 27 in a couple of weeks. But whenever they have birthdays, like me and my ex-wife, we always say happy birthday to us.
Okay.
Shouldn't it be like our celebration?
Right. We did this.
We did this.
This ain't about you.
Yeah. This is hard work. Like, where's our celebration every year?
Right. I'm going to start celebrating my day on my daughter's birthday from now on.
Right. I think we should, though.
Right.
Like, we did all the work.
That was very smart.
So even like 18, like 18 years, you got her to adulthood.
Yeah, man.
That's an accomplishment.
It's been the most rewarding, tough experience of my life. Like, not tough in a sense where she's a good kid. Like she makes parenting easy in that sense. I've never gotten a bad report from any of her teachers. She doesn't party. She doesn't do drugs. She's like the model kid.
The opposite of you.
The opposite of me. Like, I didn't get no revenge. My mom was like, I can't wait till you have this girl. She's going to be my revenge. I didn't get none of it back that I gave to my mom. I was terrible. But it's you worry a lot. Like, I'm a worrier. So when you have someone who is like so reliant on you, you feel like a sense of like you need to protect them at all times. And I'm learning to like let that go. It's been really, really a struggle to allow her to live, but I can't create like this unrealistic world where it's just cushiony and, you know what I mean? Like butterflies and rainbows. But I mean, that's the challenging part.
I think I worry a little bit now because during like junior high school and high school, like my daughter, she was straight A student. She was a track star. Like even like before she went to Canyon High School in Santa Clarita. Before she even went there, in her junior high years, she ran track, but she had a track meet at the high school. They put her name on the wall because she broke one of the records.
Nice.
So like my daughter was always into like whatever she wanted to get into. Like she was in the track at that time, so she was just focused on that. She's focused on her schoolwork, right? So I never had to worry about her. She only had three friends her whole like high school. years. Like she didn't hang out. She didn't want a lot of friends. She don't like drama. So she stayed away from all that.
Yeah.
So I never had to worry about her.
Right.
Even when she went to college, her first couple of years, like we got her car sat in the garage. She didn't want to go nowhere. Like my daughter really straight homebody. Like,
you know what? My daughter's the same way.
And my ex-wife, she was like, look, because we actually had to talk her into getting a car. She didn't want a car at first. What kid don't want a car?
You know what? I'm hearing that more and more and more because my daughter is the same way. She doesn't want to drive. She doesn't want to drive.
I asked her, I said, why you don't want a car? She was like, because mom's my Uber. Her mom was like...
See?
Her mom was like, bullshit.
Bullshit.
But she was driving her everywhere, right? And it was like, hey.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so my ex, her schedule had changed to where her office had changed to where she was going to be driving further. So she like, look, for you to go to school, because my daughter in college, she only went to class like Thursday and Friday. She's like, you got to get to class. I'm not going to be able to take you no more. So we had to talk her in. Like, it took us a year to get her car.
Wow.
To talk her into it.
That's crazy.
And then she's like, look, if we get your car, it's not going to sit in the garage because that's just a waste of money.
Yeah.
You're going to drive it.
Right, right.
But she really didn't drive it. I think the second year she had it, then she started going to her friend's house. But that first year, she only went to school and came back. That car sat in the garage.
That's nuts. I wanted to drive so bad. Like, I wanted to get on the road. I was fast at everything. I had a daughter at 17. So, I mean, but for me, I wanted to get on the road. I got a job. Like, even when I didn't have a job, I was like trying to find ways to make money.
I was driving when I was 14. My older sister started teaching me how to drive when I was 14.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. But I was on my own since I was 14, though. I think that's why.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot.
I left the house when I was 14. There's a lot you don't know about me.
Do you want to elaborate?
This show is not about me.
Okay, my bad.
It says One Life Podcast. It's your story.
This is my story?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Brittney.
Damn. Well, you made it all interesting.
I am interesting.
Okay, we'll talk later. We'll talk later.
Anyways, before we get into your story, I actually want to holler at you about this whole Cat Williams thing. You have any comments about or opinions about that?
You know what?
You a comedian. I gotta ask.
Okay, so I only saw a little snippet of it. I'm seeing all the comments and all the everybody responding to it. But I think the only part that I really saw, and I don't know if the whole interview was full of crazy stuff, was the Ricky Smiley incident.
It was. He went in.
And he went in on everybody?
He went in on everybody. He didn't even hold nothing back. He went in guns blazing.
Do you think that he was just speaking facts, or do you think he was wilding out?
No, so my opinion on it, and normally I don't give opinions about stuff like this, and this is not even what my show is about, but only reason why I brought it up is because this is what I talk about all the time. It has to do with mental health, right? It's like the Will Smith slap. Will Smith slap didn't have nothing to do with the joke.
Right.
It's about people holding things in and not addressing things from their past.
100%.
And then it comes out. And one thing I learned when I was going to therapy is that the longer you hold things in, the bigger the explosion.
100%.
And I felt like this was Cat's explosion. Because he even said it in the beginning of the show, like he doesn't do interviews. Like you don't never see him doing interviews or anything. He said he wanted to come on here and kind of air things out.
Yeah. So
when you listen to like what he was saying, it was like you got to really sit back and not listen to the people that comment and all that, right? Half those people are stupid. Like
period.
But I was listening to the show and I was like, okay, let's digest this. What was the purpose? None of these people did anything to you.
Right.
So what was the purpose behind it?
Right.
It really was about his explosion, like the Will Smith slap. You held so much in. And mind you, this is not a diss on Cat. Like, I actually like Cat. He's a funny comedian to me.
He's very funny, yeah.
He is. Yeah. I think he's just one of those comedians that he see all these other people like Kevin Hart. He went in on Kevin Hart. He see all these people that's very successful and he just, I don't know if it's jealousy.
Maybe he feels stagnant.
Yeah. So it's like, but why do that?
Right.
Like, that's not going to get you nowhere now.
I mean, he's been struggling with his, like, with his mental capacity for a long time. You know, he's been caught with like guns on, you know, when he was entering an airplane and all this other stuff. Like, he's been struggling.
So
you know?
that was just all about his mental health and something he was just been holding in, and he just released it.
Well, I'll have to watch the rest of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I seen it and I was like, dang, like he looked like he was really had something to say.
No, I know. And it's like, and to me, I'm going to be honest, because I've been thinking about this. It was like he low key dry snitched on a lot of people.
Dang.
And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and he even said it in an interview, like he was like, you know, somebody has to say something he put it in, what do you say, checks and balance of life. I'm like, but who are you?
Right.
Because he called everybody liars. He's saying everybody's lying. I just want to make sure everybody know the truth. But who are you to speak on someone's truth?
Right.
Like, that didn't make sense to me. Like,
right.
Like,
I mean,
it's not your place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially like, I'm from the streets. Like Trick Daddy said, like, dude, I'm not in entertainment. Like, I'm from the streets.
Right.
Like, I don't know if you saw Trick Daddy's response.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, he went in on Cat.
Really?
Trick Daddy went in on Cat.
What did he say?
He what I just said, he was like, nigga, I'm not a comedian. We can go to the streets. Like, fuck you. Like, he was pretty much saying, fuck him. Like, when I see you, it's on.
Dang.
On site.
Dang. Oh.
Like, Trick Daddy went in.
He making a lot of people.
And then he said, you know, and I didn't know this, Trick Daddy and Ricky Smiley are good friends. So he said, keep my name out your mouth, keep Ricky Smiley name out your mouth, and when I see you, it's all on site.
Dang. I mean, if you talk a big game, you're going to have to back it up.
I mean, I'm just saying. But that's my point. It's like, dude, you messing with, like, street people, and it's like...
Yeah. Got to tone it down, brother.
Like I said, he low-key, like, snitched on me. Like, that's low-key snitching. Like,
yeah.
What you doing? Like...
Oh, yeah.
You're not a real pimp. You're not a real gangster. Like, you're not from the streets. Like, why are you doing all this?
Right. And
people are calling him out. Ludacris did a diss track to him already.
Shut up. People are quick. See, the internet is fast.
Luda did a diss, like, it wasn't a whole song, but
yeah,
it's on TMZ. Luda did a diss track on him. Because he called out Luda and called Luda's wife ugly and like.
You think this is like a publicity stunt for him? Is he coming out with like a new special or something?
No, because he didn't mention any books, any specials, no nothing. He's just trying to stay relevant, I guess. That's what people are saying. He's just trying to stay relevant.
I mean, we talking about him right now, so it's working. His name is in everybody's mouth. So.
It is true. But to me, it was just funny. I'm like, wow. Like, this is what you do to stay relevant?
Hey, man. I mean, they say that no news,
Now,
news is
I will say
news.
this. The delivery that he did with everything was funny. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Cat is funny.
Cat is funny as hell.
How he said everything was funny, but it was just the topic. Like, damn, well, why'd you like low key snitch on anybody? Like,
for no reason.
Yeah, like for what? Like, I could see if someone wronged you or like, did them dirty on some business shade. Then I can see you pointing somebody out. Like, that's fucked up. But you just Steve Harvey, Cedric, like everybody is like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, it seems like he's battling with his ego a little bit.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely an ego, mental health thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, we're not going to talk about it no more. So, let's talk about Brittney.
Okay.
I want to know your backstory.
Where shall I begin?
Like, who is Brittney? I mean, we named off all these titles and, but like, who is
that?
Brittney?
Is a very broad question. Who am I? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that really. Like for me, I'm still trying to figure that out. Like every day, I think right now, who am I is somebody who is like very driven. I'm always trying to work on myself. I'm somebody who takes a lot of accountability, but I love life. I love having a good time. I'm trying to make the best out of it. I'm a go-getter. But as far as who I am, that's such a broad question. I don't know. I'm figuring that out. I'm really figuring that out for myself. Well, I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm in therapy as well. That's
the perfect answer, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's who I am.
I don't think any of us know who we truly are.
Yeah.
Like we know who we are today.
Right.
And if you think about it, because I talk about this a lot, because I'm reading this book right now. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Because as a child, everything was given to you. Your name, your beliefs, your values.
Absolutely.
You are who someone told you are.
Yep.
Most adults, that's how they live their life. They never found out who their true identity is. They're not walking their true paths because they're who someone told them they are.
Right.
So that's why the book is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So until you break that habit and become yourself and walk on your authentic path, then you find out who you are. But that changes every day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm always striving to be better today than I was yesterday.
100%.
That means I'm growing every day. So we never really are this one person. I mean, I think we have the same values, goals, and all that, but we're constantly growing and evolving.
Right.
And that's what we should be doing. I mean, I'm saying everybody does that.
Yeah.
It's what we should be doing.
Right.
Right.
I mean, that's why I try to put myself in like really uncomfortable situations. That's why I do everything that I do. Like I'm the insert here girl. I'm the girl that like, if you need something done, even if I don't know how to do it, I'll figure it out. But I like to put myself in uncomfortable situations because that's how you really get to know who you are as a person. Like, how do you get out of this? If you ain't failing, you ain't trying, and if you're succeeding, like, you take that and you keep that going. But for me, I talk about it a lot. Like, I don't feel like you can really know who you are if you're comfortable all the time. You got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
See, these are great answers. You just said you didn't know how to answer that.
This is me.
I know. I'm saying that's exactly what I want to hear. That's what people need to hear.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Yeah, I try. I'm just working on it. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. And
it's the law of attraction. Because when I first met you, you don't even remember, do you? I'm not gonna put you on spot. So
no. Let's talk about it.
When did we first meet? And Mike is shout out to Mike Modell. He's hating this right now.
Why is that?
I told him, I called him, I said, hey, your girl on your way up here. Then I said, oh, I'm sorry, my bad, my girl. And he was like, no, you said it right. I said, no, she's my girl. She's mine now.
That's my buddy. That's my
Mike
buddy.
Is cool as shit.
He's cool as hell. I'm sorry, I forgot the question. Oh yeah, when we first met, was it? It was not at the bar. It wasn't at the Alchemy Row. Was it? I feel like it was at Alchemy Row.
You just said you wanted to talk about it. I'm assuming you was feeling confident about your answers.
Because no, I wasn't. I wasn't feeling confident at all. No. But I'm assuming it was at Alchemy Row, right?
It was.
Okay. And I remember you sitting there, and I think you were by yourself. Usually you go by yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Because you know a lot of people in there though, so you're never really alone, but you go there by yourself. And I remember seeing you, and I'm always in my own little world. Like, I don't really pay attention. Like, I'm always like one focus. So I was probably in there with some friends.
Well, the first time I saw you was at Alchemy Row.
Okay.
It was during the karaoke time. Mm-hmm. I saw you do karaoke, mm-hmm. and I was just watching you because I'm a people's watcher, mm-hmm. and I was watching you interact with people. You was there with some of your improv people.
Okay.
Because you guys were doing, like the big guy on his name.
Ryan.
Right, yeah, because you always
Shout
mostly
out to
there.
Ryan Berger.
Yeah, you're always there with him when I first saw you.
Yeah.
And so it's about law of attraction, like energy. Like I feel energy. Like I can walk into the room and I can feel people's energy, right?
Yeah.
So when I first saw you do karaoke and you was interacting with people, I felt your energy. Like we had never talked, and I felt your energy, and I was like, I was just watching you work the room, so to speak. And I can tell when someone's working the room.
Yeah.
I could tell when you're a hustler. I could tell when someone is building relationships with other people. Like I can tell. So I noticed that about you. It wasn't until the second time. It was again at Alchemy. I was at the bar, and you sat down next to me, and we started talking. And that's when we had our first conversation.
Right.
So it was one of those things where likes, like the law of attractions. Yeah. And we had a great conversation.
We always have great conversations.
I know. But then after that second time, you kind of, what's the right political word here?
You don't have to be politically correct.
Good, because I don't like being political.
I don't get butt hurt.
I felt like so the third time I saw you up there, because it was besides at Jet Hawk Stadium that day, I saw you up there. All my interactions with you have been at Alchemy.
Yeah.
I felt like the third time, like you didn't pay me no attention.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, dang,
I was probably really drunk.
I didn't make a good impression because she didn't, I tried to say hi to her and she walked right by me.
No.
I was like, okay.
Okay, so.
I was like, all right.
Okay. I don't remember you saying hi, and I would never, ever walk away from you if you said hi.
I was like, little diva and alchemy.
Ever. Never. Never.
Like, all right, I got to flex now.
I
normally don't do the who I know and what I do and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, okay, I guess I got to flex a little bit. Just to get a high.
You know what? I am genuinely interested in people. Like, I love
you
people.
Wasn't interested
so
in that
if you said hi to me, I did not hear it. I promise you I didn't.
She was like,
I don't remember. I would
who is
never
this
walk past
old
you.
guy trying to flirt with me?
Never.
Why is he talking to me?
Never. There is no way that happened. I probably didn't hear you. But
you kind of looked at me. I was like, all right.
But now we're good. I feel like after the Jethawk Stadium and we had that conversation, I feel like the momentum of our relationship kind of skyrocketed from there. It was weird.
It was, well, not for me, but
okay.
The Jethawk Stadium conversation. Mm-hmm. What was it?
I don't know. I got to see you outside the bar. You know, we were in a.
It was daylight. It wasn't daylight. Like 2 o'clock in the morning drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Like I got to know you as a person, and no, you just seemed very like genuine. You just seemed like a very
the right way.
Yeah, your eyes was glistening. I just felt like you're a very genuine person.
I am.
Like you're very genuine, and I think you're honest, and I like that. Like I like it when you meet someone and you know what you get. And I feel like there's no undertone with what I get from you. Like what I get is what I get. And I like that about people, you know? I like honest people. You seem very honest.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, there's
still new.
I'm still new.
Yeah, you're still new. You could be putting on this could be your representative.
I act accordingly.
Yeah.
So you can go out there and, talk to one person, be like, oh, yeah, Mike's this, that, he's great, he's such a great guy, blah, blah. Then you can go down the street and be like, oh, Mike's an asshole. Well, yeah, I am.
Because
I'm both.
Yeah, because I was reacting to.
I'm acting accordingly.
To your bullshit, yeah. Oh, shoot, can I cuss on this show? I'm sorry.
I've been cussing the whole time.
Okay, my bad. Just want to make sure.
I think the Jethawk thing was because I was standing next to Raina.
I don't think that was why.
You know what Raina is. Raina, a fusion movement.
Yeah, but I don't think that wasn't
why. No, I think it was. Like I said on the second, I said, okay, maybe I need to flex. So let me go stand next to Raina.
Oh my God.
Maybe if she know I know Raina, then she'd be like, oh, he know Raina.
I'm not a clout chaser. I'm not. I ain't worried about
I was with
Raina
that day.
Yeah,
I actually went there that day because me and Raina are good friends, and we're both directors on the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So I actually went there to support her. Like I always try to go to my people's events and stuff.
What's your nationality?
Who?
You.
Oh, guess. We actually had this conversation, but go ahead, guess.
Yeah, we need it just one more time.
Yes. It's 3.
There's some Puerto Rican in there.
Really?
I don't know.
Think so?
Maybe.
Interesting.
There's some.
Give it the obvious.
African American.
Yes.
And then I don't know who has those eyes. Somebody has those eyes. White.
Yes.
Did I get all 3?
Well, no, you're missing one.
You're not Puerto Rican?
No.
You're white, black, and Hispanic.
What is that? Yeah.
Mexican?
No.
Not
Cuban.
Puerto Rican. Cuban. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay.
That's why I smoke Cuban cigars.
Yeah. Just gotta stop that.
Why?
Because there's no point of smoking cigars. I don't see the point of it.
Oh.
You don't inhale it. You just put it in your mouth.
Because you don't know the purpose. It's actually a meditation thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. One is the meditation thing because you're supposed to puff on it every 45 to 60 seconds. So it's a rhythm thing. Mm-hmm. And depending on this type of cigar, that's why a lot of cigar smokers, they drink cognac. So cognac goes really good with cigars.
Right.
So they pair really good together. Some wines too.
Yeah.
Actually, a friend of mine who owns Stephen Barrel Barber, her husband, they make their own wines, and he actually makes some wines that go good with cigars.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so it's a rhythm thing plus a taste.
Yeah.
Like when you're drinking a good cognac and you're tasting the flavor of the cigar, it really enhances the cigar.
Yeah,
so it's just a taste thing. That's why you put it in your mouth, you just blow it out.
Yeah,
it's just for the taste.
Yeah, I mean, I did it in Vegas one time, and I accidentally inhaled, and I was sick for like hours.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. I learned that day.
Because you know what? Just smoking a cigar for the taste, like depending on the potency of the cigars, certain ones, like the darker of the cigars, the more potent it is. And when I do a dark one, I get high as shit.
You know what I get high on? Those what is it? The Black and Milds. Is that considered a cigar? That's kind of a cigar, right?
That's actually disrespectful to cigar people.
My bad.
That's really disrespectful.
It says it on the box, I think. I think it says it on the box.
You cannot go up to a real cigar person and say, "Hey, you got a Black Mild?"
Let me get that black.
Yeah,
they're gonna look at me crazy.
They are gonna look at you. You can't do that.
Okay. All right, I know now.
Or Swisher Sweets.
Etiquette.
Or Swisher Sweets.
Learning.
I don't know why I'm calling
Swisher Sweets. Nobody smokes Swisher Sweets. We all know what Swisher Sweets are for.
Well, my point exactly.
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
I've never, ever, ever seen someone
smoke a Swisher Sweet.
So no one. I mean,
I'm gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna go buy me a Swisher Sweet.
Yeah, it goes. Tell me how that is. There's probably not even tobacco in there at this point. They're like, y'all is not smoking this shit.
Why waste it? Here's the wrapper. Very good.
Some in there.
That's funny. Anyway, let's get back on you.
Sure.
Why comedy? Why improv?
That is a easy question. So when I went to my first improv show, because I've been doing improv for like 13 years. So I went to my first improv show in LA, and I was watching it, and I was just fascinated with people like being able to interact with the show and being a part of it. Like being able to see something created right in front of your eyes was really fascinating to me. So when I was watching it, I was hoping that they would call on me. They never did, but I was like, I could do that. Like I think I could do that. So I went to an audition for the Groundlings, and I didn't know how big the Groundlings were because I didn't even know a lot about improv. The only thing I knew about improv was probably like Who's Line and stuff like that. So I went to the Groundlings and I auditioned, and I was so nervous. Before I went in, I downed those little wine bottles. I downed like 3 of them before I went into my audition, and I failed miserably. Like it was bad, horrible. Embarrassed myself. Embarrassed myself. I was sweating in there. I was stupid, right? Obviously, I didn't make it, right?
You know what I'm tell you why?
Why?
Because you drank one of those little damn wine things. That's another disrespect to wine people.
I know.
You drink box wine too.
I do not. Oh, sir. Let me remind you. I was like 20 something when we first. So when I got back the next day, obviously I'm feeling like bad about myself, and then I'm going into work, and then I see this poster like right next to my job window, and it said improv auditions in the Antelope Valley. And I was like, there's no way, like, this is so simpatico. Like, this was meant to be. Because I had never even heard of improv, and now it's like right there in my face. So I was like, okay, this is my second chance. I went, made the team. I ended up working under my coach, Chris Murphy, for a long time. He moved to Oregon, and he was like, hey, do you want to take over? Scared as hell. But of course, I'm the insert here girl. So I'm like, let's do it. I'll figure it out. And I've been doing it ever since. So with that, I just fell in love with. But with comedy itself, I love the fact that we're all going through something. But when you come to a comedy show, like you can suspend all of that for an hour, 2 hours, and everyone is just like laughing together, you know? And I love that. I love that you get to like suspend any drama, any like that's left at the door. And, you know, hopefully when you leave, you leave out of my shows better than when you came.
Right.
You know, like you're able to just like express yourself. And that's what I like about improv too. It's expressive. You get to be a part of the show.
That's what I love about comedy. I got 35 years in comedy. I want to say 35 years. Not as a comic, but I worked on TV sitcoms, and they was all comedy sitcoms.
Dope.
So that's where I fell in love with comedy. And by me working on all these comedy sitcoms, I met a lot of comedians. So I know a lot of the great ones. And that's, so I used to go to all the comedy shows, and that's where I fell in love with it. And that's the one thing that, like you just said, comedy, for me, I feel like laughter is a healing mechanism. Like, it heals you.
Yeah.
Because if you can go to a comedy show or watch a comedy sitcom or movie, and then, an hour, 2 hours later, you feel good.
Yeah.
Like, and if you don't, something wrong with your ass. But that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Like we all need laughter in our lives.
Absolutely.
Especially when we fuck up. That's the one thing, like, me and my circle of people, like, we crack jokes on each other. Like, if I fuck up, like, tell me about it. I'm going to laugh with your ass. Right. I'm like, yeah, I did fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's, and that's why, Mike and I are doing the Real Bar Talk, because that's what we're going to do. Like, we're going to tell stories and fucking laugh at them, even at our own self. Like,
so great. I love the concept.
It's a healing thing. Like, if you can't laugh at your own shit, like, come on.
You gotta take your broken heart, make it into art.
Yeah. So,
and then I love the fact that, like, comedians too, they are very, very driven as well. And I love that about comedians. Like, they will drive 2 hours, 3 hours for a show that pays them $20.
Yeah.
And I love that as well, So, and obviously, like, they're doing it for that purpose too. Healing, it's all healing. And they're taking all of that energy, all that, this bad stuff that happened in their life, and they know real pain.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, I know what it feels like to hurt. I'm going to make you guys laugh.
That's what I love about Kevin Hart. He, like, his whole thing is about his pain and his struggles and his whole life.
Right.
Like, that shit is funny as shit.
You might as well do something with it. Why just hurt?
But it's authentic, right?
Yeah.
And it's authentic too. So it's not like he makes up a bunch of shit. Like, this is his true life.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely subscribe to that. Is like, why are you going to, like, why just feel the pain? Why not do something with it? Do something with it.
Eric Thomas says that in one of his motivational speech. When he tells, Eric Thomas is? You know Eric Thomas?
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Don't look at me like that. I know other motivational speakers.
How you know he was a motivational? Oh, can I say that?
Because you said it. I listen to Jordan Peterson. Jordan
Eric
Peterson?
Thomas is pretty dope. No, I think you would like him. He's called the hip hop. His name is E.T. the hip hop preacher.
Oh, okay.
Super dope.
Yeah.
You should actually listen to one of his things. It's called The Guru.
Okay.
That's his most famous one. But anyways, in that Guru one, he actually tells the kids, because he's at a school talking to the kids, and he's saying, while you're going through pain and you're crying, he said, why give up? He said, you're already in pain. Get something for it.
Might as well.
Like, I loved when he said that. So you kind of just said that, right? Like, you're already in pain. Like, get something for it.
Right. Why waste it?
Why waste it?
Why feel it in vain? Like, do something.
So I love that.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I love comedy. I'll probably want to do it. I'm now working behind the scenes in comedy with creating shows, and that's been interesting. I've been doing that for maybe like 2 years, but being behind the scenes and doing that, I love every aspect of it.
But do you do stand up too, or?
I have done 3 stand-up sets. 3 in my life.
So you have a stand-up set?
I'm working on it. It's rough, man. It's rough. But I'll go up there and I'll do my little 5-10 minutes, and I get a feel for it. Because for me, I feel like improv kind of messed me up, which actually it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I feel like improv messed me up because I'm so used to, like, thinking off the top of my head. Right. So now I have to be funny on paper. And I've forced myself to almost read it as a script. So I'm trying to find, like, that honest place in my comedy now.
Why you can't, I feel like you could use that to your advantage though.
Improv? You would think so.
Like a stand-up, because you have improv, right? Like, you're so good at it, you're used to it, right? So opposed to, like, having a script and, reading a script on a stand-up, maybe there are bullet points because every audience and crowd is going to be different.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the improv will help you because now you got to think on your feet. You're, quick from the hip, and it would be easier.
So I'm having my issue with storytelling, okay? Because it's weird. Like when you're in improv, you tell a story. You have people to help you, obviously, carry it along. And there's a lot of rules to improv too. A lot of people don't know that help you create a story. It actually helps in a lot of life lessons. Like for me, I feel like I'm a better listener because of improv. So it's helped me in a lot of things.
You have to watch for cues and listen.
Exactly. You have to, or else it's not going to work.
Right.
You can't tell a story if you're not listening and adding and doing all this stuff. Right. But as far as comedy stand-up, I'm having an issue with storytelling because I have ADHD. And with ADHD, your mind is so jumbled with information that it's hard to condense it to where it fits to people's short attention span. And that I explain stuff the way that I kind of receive information, and a lot of people don't really catch on to that. Right. So you got to be quick-witted, and I'm like, okay, you need to know, instead of me telling you that I was wearing a dress and it had buttons and it was blue, and you don't need to know all that shit. But that's how my mind works. I'm very detailed. So I'm trying to
I feel like you would be good at stand-up. I really do feel like that. You would be great at it. And I'm pretty good at knowing these things. That's what makes me a good producer.
I believe you.
Because I'm listening to you talk right now. I've had conversations with you. I feel like you would be good at it. Because you are quick. And I've seen the only show I've ever seen you do was the one at Alchemy, last month? Yeah. And I watched you. I was a stalker in the back.
I'm not observant at all.
I know you didn't see me.
I'm not observant.
That was my first time. And I actually came, to be 100% honest with you. I mean, obviously I support Mike, right, in Alchemy Row. Mm-hmm. But I actually went to that show because I met you already and had a couple of conversations with you, but I wanted to see you in your element.
Nice. Well, you coming on Saturday?
Tomorrow?
Of course. The holidays messed my days up. Yeah, I forgot it was. I almost forgot it was Friday.
I'll be there tomorrow.
All right, sweet. Yeah.
I'm gonna be the heckler in the front this time.
That's okay. That's what we want. We like hecklers. Nah. We ain't scared of y'all.
It's funny. One of my good friends, she's a comedian, and obviously I know a lot of comedians, but she's actually a good friend. I've known her for 30 years. And she does shows and all this stuff. I've always told her that I can do stand up.
I think you could.
It's easy.
I think you could.
Because in my career, one of my shows that I used to do actually took me around the world because it was a live show. It was a kids show, so it was a live show. Mm-hmm. And I was responsible for producing the show, and I was actually going and introducing the character. So I would get on. That's why I'm so used to, I don't know if you ever paid attention to me on karaoke or having a mic in front of me or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
I'm comfortable.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You don't even look at the words. You just be walking around the whole bar. I'm like, dang, he's good. Oh, I always got to look at the words.
So you do pay attention to me.
Of course. See?
She pays attention. Okay.
I do. I pay attention. I watch sometimes.
But I'm comfortable with a mic in my hand and on stage in front of people. Sometimes I get nervous, depending on what it is. Sometimes I do get nervous. I get nervous when there's a script for me. For instance, last year at our gala, I had to host it, and I'm cool with a script as long as I have time to prepare. But here at the gala, they was giving me last minute stuff, and I'm not good with that. If you start giving me last minute stuff, you got to say this, you got to do this, that, I'm gonna totally fuck that up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm comfortable with me just being me.
Right.
Let me just talk and come off the cuff and just say what's on my heart.
Right.
When I go speak to kids and all that, I just talk, right? So anyway, during the gala, I messed up so many times. I was at the end of it, I was just pissed at myself. But then Raina actually was my co-host. During the gala, she hosted it with me. And afterwards, she was like, "You did so great." And I was like, "Raina, did you not see me fuck up?" You were standing right next to me. She was like, "Mike," because Raina does a lot of shows, so she knows production. She was like, "Mike, no one else knows you fucked up but you.
Yeah.
She was like, when I saw you, she was like, but you're so quick to pick up. Like, it's not a long pause. It's not awkward. She's like, you're so quick to pick up. No one noticed.
But we're our own worst critics.
Exactly.
So, you know, like I always feel like I could be better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yep.
I used to do that when I first started these shows. But now it's like, I don't even, like, I listen to the shows, obviously, because I got to edit them, but I don't critique them no more. I used to critique them, but now I don't. I'm like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Once I record it, it is what it is.
Heck yeah, absolutely. But do you listen to your shows afterwards?
Well,
you listen to the whole thing,
no,
or you just put it out there? You're just like, look, I know what I said. I put it out.
No,
there.
I listen to them because I'm in LA mostly, almost like damn near every day I drive. So on my way there and back, I'll listen to them.
Smart.
I listen to them just to say, you know, how it went
from an audience's perspective.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what am I giving to my audience?
Yeah,
I feel that. Yeah. I hate watching myself. Like if I do like acting and stuff, I won't watch it. Which is stupid. You should, because you need to like work on what your weaknesses are. You need to see that and you need to hear it.
right.
But I hate watching myself.
But I don't feel like, because see, this is not scripted.
Right.
Like I have bullet points and stuff, the things I want to talk about, but for me, it's just a conversation.
Right.
And it's authentic. It's from the heart.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's what my audience, like I get a lot of feedback from people that saying, wow, like, you know, I love your show. I love, you know, that you guys are real and authentic.
Yeah.
And that's how I want to keep it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like doing editing. Because I feel like the things that I talk about on here, like they're evergreen. Mm-hmm. Like even like somebody asked me today who was going to come on our show, and I told him you. And she was like, oh, that's interesting. I said, yeah, you know, it's still going to be, you know, mental health related because we are going to touch on that. It's just from a mental health perspective, from the comedy entertainment, you know, world, from your perspective. So it's not, it's still not scripted, you know. But like I said, it's evergreen. And so when people 5-10 years from now, there might be a young girl that looks at you or listens to this show and be like, wow, you know, she went through this. She had a hard time doing this or whatever, and she gotten through it. And I look at her now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
and there's not a lot of things that are authentic anymore online.
Right.
You know, everything is just so phony and fake. And when you finally get to like, you know, find something that's real, you fall in love with it.
Right. And that's why, like, even like my guest, you didn't do it though. I'm actually surprised. But a lot of people, they call me like the next day, or I'm talking about the day before, and they're always like, hey, what are we going to talk about? It's like, I don't know. I don't know until I hit record.
No, I don't. I usually don't. I mean, it's, if I don't want to script it in my head. That was the thing that I didn't want to do.
Even like, so before you, like earlier today, when you had first texted me and I said I was taping. So I was taping a segment that I insert into my shows. Mm-hmm. And I had this lady here, my sponsor that I said it was sponsored from Gypsy, oh my God. Funky Gypsy Creation. I'm sorry, Elsa.
You might want to edit this time.
No, I'm not, because she know I'm real.
I'm just playing.
But no, anyway, so I gave her. She was doing a segment, but she was doing it by herself. And when she came in here, she had no idea I was going to do this. I was like, "Hey, so during your thing, I'm going to ask you 3 questions." She's like, "You didn't tell me this last night so I can prepare?" I was like, "No, I want you to come from the heart."
Come from the heart.
So before we started taping, I said, "These are the 3 questions I'm going to ask you."
Mm-hmm.
And she answered them perfectly. I said, "Perfect. I hope you're going to remember that, because that was a perfect answer from the heart." But see, that's why I do it. Yeah. I don't want you to, you know, write it down and edit it 100 times. Like, because people feel fake shit.
Yeah,
they do,
and it never comes out the way that you think it when you script it in your head. It never comes out that way. You know,
so that's why I do that. Like, so she's like, Mike, you could have asked me these questions last night. I'm like, oh, I'm not.
That's smart.
Yeah,
that's smart.
So,
yeah, but it's equally smart. Like I did not want to know what this was going to be about.
I didn't. You know what? Honestly, I didn't even know.
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't know.
We
this.
Both surprised.
I honestly didn't even know. Even when I asked you to do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was just like, I just want her on my show. Sweet. I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
Well, here we go.
Here we are.
And here we are.
So you asked. So you answered the question: why comedy? Why improv? Right?
Yes.
as a comedian, do you consider yourself a comedian?
Yeah, absolutely. I think even if you're an improv comic,
still a comedian.
Yeah,
comic,
we get
right?
a bad rap. We get a bad rap. Like, people don't really like consider us comedians, but we 100% are. You know, like, we all have a purpose. We all have the same purpose. Like, we want to make everybody laugh. We're on stage. You know,
what do people? Because I didn't know that. I didn't know you guys get a bad rap.
Just improv itself. Like,
I know.
People think it's like hokey and kind of corny, but us, we like to bring a little bit of our flair with it. So I wouldn't consider us like the average improv. I think we're on the edgier side.
It should be.
Yeah.
It should be different. I mean, I like what you guys did at Alchemy. I can't wait for tomorrow's show.
Awesome, man.
But as a comedian, what struggles did you or are you going through?
That's a good question.
I know, I got a million of them.
I mean, I touched on it earlier. My ADHD messes with me a lot, and I'm learning a lot about it. Like, I'm starting to find where I'm weak, and trying to strengthen that. But yeah, my ADHD my focus is all over the place when it comes to, my comedy. So, it's been a struggle, like, I'm learning that, when I try to, sometimes I'm just like not very smooth with my words, because my mind, even though I'm speaking now, my mind is also running at like 100 miles a minute.
I'm like that.
Yeah.
I'm like that. So I can relate to that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that's the struggle. Another struggle, I guess, when it comes to comedy is like accepting, failure and your successes, kind of balance it, knowing to appreciate the successes and not have the failures be a bigger hit than your successes. Because a lot of that happens a lot. Like, obviously you're going to fail, but like I said, like, if you ain't failing, you ain't trying. So you're going to fail sometimes, especially in the beginning. Like, with this stand-up stuff, it's good. It's not great. It's good, but I'm obviously like, I'm working through it. I'm getting better. But as far as like the comedy and stuff, like, I don't know. I just feel like, those failures hit so freaking hard, They do. They hit so hard, but you neglect to like congratulate yourself when you do a good job. You always saying, you know what, I could do better. I could have done better.
Well, I can tell you're a hustler. That's one of the things that I admire about you.
Yeah.
I could straight up tell, like, you are a hustler. You go for what you want.
Yeah.
And what, you know what I mean? Like, it's
100%.
It's like what I tell people, like how you speaking earlier about comics going, traveling 2-3 hours for $20, right? That's because they understand that they're chasing their passion. They're not chasing money.
Right.
One of my mentors taught me at a young age, chase your passion, money will always present itself.
Yep.
Never chase money.
Yep.
Chase your passion, the money will always come.
Absolutely.
And I could tell that's what you do. Like, you're a go-getter.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't wait for anybody to knock on my door. I make stuff happen. That I could say confidently. I do.
I could tell. And you proved that to me today.
What, when I came here?
Yeah.
Because I had that migraine earlier.
not only that, but I thought you was gonna cancel on me. I'll be honest.
I like to be a woman of my word. That's one.
I've texted you a few times and you just ignored my text. You left me on red.
Okay, so
I'm just saying.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I was not at home around that time. I think I was out.
Okay.
I was out and about.
So I wasn't important at the time.
Stop.
Hey, you got me.
You know what?
I stay in my lane. I stay in my lane.
Nah. You getting a text from me every day. And I better get a response. I want 5-second response time.
Did you even look at the pictures?
Which ones? The ones that you sent me?
Yeah.
You sent me one picture.
Yeah. I sent you both.
Yeah, I looked at.
Do you remember the pictures?
No.
Damn.
I was looking crazy. I was like, dang, we had a good night.
You hear that, Mike? We had a good night. Oh shit! I meant to tell you this too.
What's up?
When was it? I think it was the next night or 2 nights later, right? I was back at Alchemy and I was talking to Mike, and he put me to the side. He was like, "Hey, where'd you and Brittney go?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I saw you guys leave together." I said, "Mike, we didn't leave together." He was like, "Bullshit, you guys left together." I said, "No." I said, "She left. It just so happened I walked out the door maybe 30 seconds or 60 seconds later."
Right.
And she walked out total opposite door than I did. I said, "So we did not leave together." He was like, "Y'all left together. Where'd y'all go?"
Nosy. Nosy. Don't even got the facts straight.
Right. And you know what? I honestly didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
I just left. And it didn't dawn on me. I was like, "Oh yes, Brittney left too."
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And he was like, "Where'd y'all go?" It's like, damn, get out. I'm a grown ass man, dog.
Right.
But
That's funny.
anyways, back to Brittney. Okay. So tell me about when you was at your best.
When I was at my best.
Yes.
I feel like I'm at my best right now. I feel like I'm
Really?
in that stage. Yeah. Cause I feel like I'm more aware of myself now. I've done the work. And now, like I always say, like you always like fuck up in your 20s, you reflect in your 30s. And I feel like by 40, you have a grasp of like kind of who you are as a person. If you do it right, a lot of people just stay in their 20s and they never progress.
Right.
But for me, I feel like I'm reflecting of a lot of, because I've lost a lot of people in my life because I was not the person I am today.
You're gonna lose more.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You know, the older we get, the smaller our circle. Mm-hmm. But like, because it's going back to what you were just saying. Like you progress. Like you get to really know who you are, what you want in your life.
Right.
The energy you want in your life.
Yeah.
The people you want in your life. Like
Yeah.
my circle is so small right now.
Yeah, because I don't have time. I don't have time for people who are not self-aware of
Right.
themselves and want
100%.
to project all of their anger, trauma, stuff that you
100%.
don't want to like dive into, and you want to project that on other people. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of like trying to change people. I've tried to change people. I've tried to like I can't do it anymore. I can only change myself.
I mean, that's because we can't. Anyways, we can't control people.
You gotta want it. You know what I mean? Like if you know that you are this type of person, you gotta want it. You have to want to be better. And a lot of people just want to stay where they're at, and I don't have time.
They're comfortable with it.
They're comfortable, and I don't have time for it.
But and that's not. I'm not gonna say it's not a good thing. But yeah, they'll never grow.
No.
They won't because they're comfortable and they want to stay in that comfortable space.
Yeah.
And I actually have a lot of good friends and people that I admire that are in that space. And it hurts.
Yeah.
Because I know these people and it's like, damn, you have so much to offer.
Yeah.
And you're stuck right there.
Right.
And I've seen one of them kind of try to get out, but then she reverted right back. And I was like, oh my God. Like, damn, dude, you
All
was
that
doing
potential.
good. Right. And I was like, you're doing so good. She's like, nope, I wasn't. And I was like, trust me, from the outside in, you was doing good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she didn't see it that way. But like you said, they have to want it. They have to see it. Like,
yeah.
and I was just like, and I was trying for a while, but I mean, I just recently learned that I can't control people and I can't be a fixer. Even with my last wife, like you know, earlier you was like, oh, I didn't know you was like, I'm actually on the tail end of my second divorce right now because it was just a long year.
Yeah.
Like who? But even with her, she has so much potential, and I don't hate people. Like I'm friends with all my exes. I only had 4, but like with my first wife, like me and her are good friends. But I understand that nothing lasts forever.
Right.
Right. And I go into a relationship knowing that I know that if we go into a relationship, it's not going to always be peaches and cream.
Right.
Like, we're going to disagree. We're going to argue.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I know this. It's what do we do about it? Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
You can't go into something that's all going to be like gravy. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Life isn't like that. So what makes you think this is going to be like that?
You got to accept the good with the
Right.
bad.
So
like, we're no exceptions to bad things.
Even with, like I said, my ex and everybody that I don't talk to no more, it's like, I don't hate them.
Right.
You know, it's just our path had ran its course.
I wish everybody well. I don't want, if
100%.
it doesn't matter what we went through, I wish you well.
100%.
Because that is going to release some, I can't keep that hatred. You know what I mean? Because that's going to lead me to a different path that I don't want to be on.
No, and it did, because before, like with my ex, I tried for years after we split up, like for years, because we actually been separated for 4 years. I just filed for divorce last year.
Oh, wow.
So for those 3 years, I tried to make it work and tried to help her and fix her and do all these things. And it was just bringing me down.
Yeah.
I mean, to where I had suicidal thoughts. I was like, I wanted to shut everything down. I was like, I didn't get fucked no more.
Yeah.
And I finally just woke up one day. I was like, you know what? I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, I know my value and my worth.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
yeah, you can't stay in something that you're miserable in.
Yeah.
Like for me, that was my last relationship too. I tried to change and try to fix them, try to do all this stuff, but it was kind of the same. I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? I don't have to deal with this. Like,
you don't.
I don't have to deal with it. I did it for 3 years, so I mean, you got more time on me than.
Yeah. But and then I learned, about not settling. 'Cause I used to settle a lot.
Yeah.
Especially like with dating now. Dating, especially at my age now, dating is so hard. Because I know what I want.
Yeah.
Right? I know exactly what I want. I'm not settling no more.
Yeah.
And I have, and I'm not trying to sound ignorant or anything, but I have a few people that want to date me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Like, I can tell. I can sit with you for 5 minutes and tell this ain't going to work.
Yeah.
And that's not to be mean or rude, but because I'm in tune with my energy. And I can feel your energy. Not saying you have bad energy, but I can tell right off the bat, because one, I have experience, and I just know people.
Right.
And I know, like, I pay attention to people.
Yeah.
So I can tell it's not gonna work. So they get mad at me. And I'm like, don't get mad.
You just being honest. I'd rather somebody tell me than to like string me along.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I said, why? Because somebody, I forgot who it was. Oh, another friend of mine was trying to set me up with her friend, right? And she was like, Mike, she's a good girl. You should give her a chance. And I was like, look, I understand that. I've met her. She is a good girl.
Right.
However, she's not for me. Why would I want to string her along? Why would I even entertain it when I know it's not going to work? See, we could probably go on a few days. It's probably going to be fun, whatever. But I fast forward think everything. I'm not just looking at tonight. Yeah, I can go out with anybody. We're going to have a great fucking time. But let's fast forward.
Right.
Let's talk about a year from now, 5 years from now.
Yeah.
How does that look?
Well, you are a man of commitment. So
you're 100%.
If you're gonna commit to something, you're probably going to put your all into it. You can't
100%.
invest something that you know.
And once I'm in something, like I'm in it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no going back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so why would I do that? Why would I want to get into something when I know it's only gonna last a few months, 6 months the best?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wasted 6 months. You wasted 6 months of your time.
Yeah.
Now I'm all for going out with someone, having fun.
Yeah.
But don't expect me to commit.
Right.
Like, that's not gonna happen.
Right.
Unless I know that's something I want from you.
Is that what you're looking for right now?
Well,
to commit again?
Oh, I love being in a relationship.
Really?
100%. I know people think I'm weird.
Yeah, not a lot of that's not the narrative nowadays.
I love being in a relationship.
That's cool.
I love waking up with someone. I love having those pillow talks at night.
Yeah.
I love doing things with you. Like, I know people think I'm weird. And it's crazy. One girl called me clingy. Yeah, I'm happy to say I am. I love my girl next to me.
Yeah.
When I'm out and about, I want her next to me. Not saying she has to. And I think that's the difference. Like, I don't need you next to me. I want you next to me.
That's the key.
And if you got a girls' night or whatever, here, babe, here's money, whatever, or you got your own, go. Yeah. I'm fine with that. See, that's the difference. So when this girl called me clingy, I was like, see, you used to guys treating you like shit. And those are the guys you chase. But for me, I'm a guy that I would do laundry with you.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. Ask both my ex-wives. If you did laundry, I'm there folding clothes.
I love that.
If you did dishes, or if I was doing dishes, you're drying and putting them up. Like, I love that partnership thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I know how, like, I'm used to that.
Right.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I love going grocery shopping, which I love going window shopping. Let's just go to the mall, look around, walk around. I love doing that type of shit.
That is so dope. I love that.
See, women say that,
and then they get it, and then
they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, because I grew up in a broken home, so I mean, for me, what I saw, what love was, it was like, if that's love, I don't want it.
Right. And
then obviously, like I have my own issues with my dad, so I had to work on that because I was running away from it for a long time. I ruined a lot of my relationships because I didn't know how to communicate, because I was taught a certain way, growing up, that, a conversation isn't needed. Let's fight, let's argue, let's yell, let's scream, and whoever, is the loudest wins.
Right.
So for me, I grew up on that and I saw it and I adapted those behaviors. And then it wasn't until like I started losing relationships and losing my friends and losing all this and losing myself, that I was like, you know what? I really need to like do something about it. Like I just woke up one day and was like, everybody can't be wrong. You know what I mean? Like everyone can't be wrong. Like people don't want me around. Like people meet me now and they're like, there is no way that you were this girl back then. I 100% was. Like I was the girl who chased after the dude that didn't want me, or like I needed that validation, but that's all it was. It was like, I didn't feel for myself. So I wanted that validation from someone who was hard to get. Mm-hmm. And especially because my dad, like he did his own thing, cheated on my mom. Like, he was gone majority of the time. So I always like chased him. And when I couldn't get him to like really accept me, I tried to find that in other people.
See, I was very similar. I didn't grow up with neither one of my parents. My mom was murdered in front of me when I was a baby.
Oh my God.
My dad, me and him didn't get along. And that's why I was on my own since I was 14.
Oh my God.
But I saw what love and what family was about because of my friends that I grew up with. Like their family was intact. They had their mom, their dad there, and I saw what love was. So I've always chased that. Now, granted, did I mess up? 100%. Like, I wish, like the tools that I have now, I wish I had them when I was married to my first wife, because I would have 100% saved that marriage.
Yeah.
Even though like we lasted a long time, right?
Yeah.
But we would still be together today if I had the tools and the knowledge that I have now.
Yeah.
But for me, no one taught me how to be a man. No one taught me how to love a woman or treat a woman, right? I had to learn as I go, right? So I made a lot of mistakes. I'm actually shocked and very grateful that my first wife still talks to me. For 100%. Like, honestly, she is my rock. Like, me and her are good friends. She still tells people, and I feel the same way, like we're soulmates. And she tells people you don't have to be together to be soulmates. 100%. And if you knew our story, like we actually met when we was kids, and we didn't even know it until we had our son, and he was 5 years old.
Wow.
We didn't know we actually was sitting next to each other when we was I think like 7 or 8.
Wow.
And we sat next to each other at a restaurant, and her cousin knew. She had pictures, and she was like, oh, y'all know each other. Because my family knew her family.
That's crazy.
But it's crazy, yeah. But that's why we're still good friends. She's the only woman in this world that I trust 1,000%.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she's the only woman.
That is so cool.
I'm not saying I don't trust people, but I trust her with my life.
But that's so important, especially when you have kids, grown or not. Like, it's so important. My mom and my dad, my mom hates my dad, like with the passion, to where it's like uncomfortable hatred. Like every time we talk about him, I learn something new and about him, because she like has to tell me all these stories. But it's so important because it makes you feel like, I don't know, it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable as a kid.
Right, yeah.
Because like, and I referred, it's funny because I just referred to myself as a kid.
You look like a kid.
But I was just saying, like, I'm in that, like, when it comes to my parents, I feel like I'm still in that, like, mental stage. Like, I brought so much of what happened to me as a kid into my adulthood, and I'm still, like, growing from that. But, yeah, no, I kudos to you, because you're normal as hell. For what you
I don't feel like I'm.
You seem normal. You seem normal, but for everything that you went through, that's insane.
That's just a part of my story, but it's
no,
about you.
I know it's not about you. I want to know more. I want to know more, but
that's later with the drinks.
Man. interesting.
But that's why I love relationships.
Yeah.
And because I had a taste of it. I
Yeah.
had a taste of what it's like in, a great relationship. But that's just me. Like, I love love.
Yeah.
One of my friends told me that. She was like, Mike, you love love. And I was like, I do.
Yeah.
I 100% love love. And if I'm clingy, then I'm clingy. Like, so you women out there that want to chase those guys that are going to treat you like shit. That
ain't him.
That never want you around. Why they never want you around? Because they out fucking around on you.
Yeah.
Think about that shit. I want my girl everywhere. I used to tell my first wife, because I used to be, this is when I was deep in entertainment, like, and being in the studios 3-4 in the morning. And she used to be like, what do y'all do lately? And so for I think it was 2 years, I started taking her to the studio with me. I was like, I ain't got nothing to hide. Like, come with me. Like, hang out with me,
Yeah. So
for 2 years, she did it. Then after 2 years, she's like, you know what? I don't want to go no more. Go out and go to work, baby. She's like, I'm over that shit. She's like, I could be asleep.
I've seen it.
I'm good. But with my second wife, we did everything together. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
When you can find a partner that you guys are best friends,
yeah.
you guys can do anything together. I mean, that's just the best shit. That's what I'm looking for. I hope I can get it again. I mean, I was blessed to have it twice.
Right.
But now I'm so picky, and it's like,
yeah, it's
like,
tough.
so I don't like being single. 100%. I hate being single. It's the worst time of my life right now.
Yeah, I mean, being in a relationship for me is a struggle, and I've learned that I got to work on me first before I can be in a relationship. Like, I wouldn't want anyone to tell. I want to know what's wrong with me. I don't want to learn through the reactions of others. I want to know what's wrong with me before anybody else could tell me what's wrong with me.
Well, I can say this because I just took a course last year, and I just graduated last month. Mm-hmm. Applied positive psychology. Mm-hmm. And that was an 8-month course. And I can tell you, I learned so much and grown so much from that course. Yeah. I never put myself first until I took that course. Now I'm putting, that's why I said I'm not settling. I finally learned how to put myself first. Even though I say I don't like being single, I am embracing it now. Yeah. I'm embracing my alone time, and I'm embracing the process of being single and doing. That's why you see me go to Alchemy by myself now. Mm-hmm. Last year, that was not me. Mm-hmm. If I wasn't on the phone with somebody and be like, hey, you want to go somewhere? Like, I'll be sitting there. I never went nowhere by myself. Right. But now I'm getting out. I'm doing things by myself now, and I'm enjoying it. Of course, I know people everywhere I go. Yeah. But it was a time where I couldn't go nowhere if you wasn't staying out, meet you up there.
Dang. Yeah, I love going out. I love going out by myself. I feel like I like meeting new people.
I do too, but it's harder for a guy.
Yeah, because if you, depending on who you talking to.
When I met with you, you thought I was flirting with you, and you didn't start saying. So it's like, see, that's what I'm saying. That the struggle is real for us. The struggle is real.
I don't know where my head was when you, but I don't think I thought you were. I'm very naive to that stuff, though. I am.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I am. I am very
it.
naive to that stuff. I do not. Okay. I'm telling you,
So
stuff goes right.
So are you
over
one
my
of those?
head.
So are you one of those women that are very attractive and everybody just gravitates towards you, but you don't see that?
I feel like I don't. I guess so. I feel like I don't see it because I genuinely like people. I just like people. So I just feel like I'm doing it because I just talk to people and I feel like people want to talk to me because they find me interesting. But I never really.
We're gonna get off this dating topic because you're just not cooperating. Right now.
What are you talking about?
Not cooperating. And before we run out of time, I got more important questions to ask you.
All right, let's go.
All right. I want to know, how do you deal with your mental health? What are some of your things that you deal with, your jolts of joys?
Okay, so, I'm in therapy once a week.
Dope.
So I do that. And I've been in therapy for about 3 years.
Okay.
So I've been very consistent with it. When it comes to my mental health, I just try new things. I'll try meditation, I'll exercise. I'll read books on emotional intelligence. I'll do anything except for take medication. I won't take medication. I don't take medication.
I don't want it.
I don't want it. I don't want to become a shell of myself. I don't want to I don't want to mask my feelings. I want to understand them. So another thing that I do when it does come to my mental health is like, what I'm allowing myself to do is actually like feel feelings. Because a lot of the time, like if I felt bad about something or I was going through like a really mentally challenging day, you know, you'll smoke a little bit of weed or you'll drink or you'll do anything to just numb it. Mm-hmm. I'm learning that it's like a marathon, not a race. You know what I'm saying? So you have to feel those feelings, and a lot of people don't want to. They don't want to face it. So that's something new that I'm doing, because before I try to, if I'm masking it, I get angry, I get impulsive. I'm doing crazy stuff.
Well, you're supposed to feel all your feelings. Like, that's what they're for. And most people think, like, and I use this as an example all the time, like anger, right? Mm-hmm. Anger is actually a healthy emotion, just like all your feelings and emotions. They're all healthy. It's when you add aggression to the anger that's when it's not healthy.
Yeah.
But if you look at all your emotions as little characters inside your story, right? It's up to you how much time you give each of those emotions. So if you're feeling sad, feeling depressed, it's okay. Embrace it.
Yeah.
But don't spend too much time there. And don't let that character have so much of your time.
Oh, 100%. Like you have to utilize it almost, like use it to your advantage. Mm-hmm. So like what I've been doing now is like, if I find myself in a really weird situation, like I'll step outside of myself and I'll be like, all right, prospectively, Brittney, why are you feeling this way? What is this really about? Like I dissect it now. Yes. I dissect it in that moment so that I don't get to that like crazy place. Cause it's so easy. It's so easy to just like go back to what you're comfortable with. Right. And this is, again, making myself uncomfortable. It is so freaking uncomfortable feeling those freaking feelings that I have been masking for so long. It's so difficult. It's so uncomfortable, but you got to do it.
That's what makes you stronger.
Yeah, for sure.
And I used to do it. I started doing that years ago, where I used to stop myself, right? Like if I'm ever in even like today, when I'm in not today, but I'm just saying like now, if I'm ever in a bad mood, mm-hmm. or if I feel my energy real low, mm-hmm. I'll pause and be like, okay, I'll try to identify what was the trigger.
Yeah.
What was it that got me here?
Yep.
And then I'll acknowledge it. Like, okay, you know what? I was talking to that person, or I read that email or text. That's what got me here. Acknowledge it, accept it, and try to let it pass. Whether it's an hour, 5 minutes, whatever. I just let it take its course.
Acceptance is a bitch.
And then but because you have to accept it, right? Because one, like I was saying earlier, you can't control people and people can't control you.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can control is yourself. So if you just read a text or you were just talking to somebody and they put you in a bad space, they didn't put you in a bad space. You put yourself in a bad space because you listened to them. You allowed them to put you in that bad space.
There it is, yeah.
So you have to accept that. And that's where most people fail to understand.
Yeah.
Like if you arguing with somebody, they just, what they say, misery loves company. Mm-hmm. They just pulled you into their negative space.
Yeah, yeah.
And you allowed it. Because you took their hand and you let them pull you into that space.
Yeah, yeah. Because
so you have to accept it.
Yeah, if you're arguing with somebody, their object is not to make you feel good.
Right.
It's like, why let them win? Why?
I know how to walk away real quick.
I'm learning too. I'm learning to walk away. Yeah, I'm learning to walk away. Or you know what? You know what else I'll do? Like if I don't want to like deal with a situation where I'm like it's not going anywhere, I'm like, you're right. That's fine. You're right. You could be right. That's fine. And I'll walk away because what do I have to gain from somebody who's hard-headed that doesn't want to hear my point of view? Or
what I tell people is, because I never want someone to be like, I'm being dismissive, right?
Right.
So I just tell them, like, you know what? Today's not a good day for us to talk. Mm-hmm. Let's talk tomorrow. When because that way is giving them a time to calm down. Because when someone's up here with that high energy and they just arguing, they being argumentative, they got to calm down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's no way you're getting through with that unless you trying to, again, like you said earlier, trying to out yell them.
Yeah,
that never works.
Right.
So it's like, you know what? Let's just talk tomorrow because today's not a good day.
Yeah, I don't talk in that headspace no more. If I'm angry, I give it a day or two or three, like until I dissect. Like again, I dissect everything now, and that's like it's a lot of work. it's a lot of work. It's so much harder than just like
It is work.
Yeah, than being impulsive and doing everything that I used to. Like it's hard, but I mean, nothing worth having comes easy. So
exactly.
I definitely like want to be able to control myself. I don't want anybody to control my emotions for me.
Think about the person you're going to become. I mean, you've already proven that already.
Yeah.
Like if you look at like anytime you look at your life and be like, wow, I've moved the needle.
Yeah.
I'm way better than I was last year. Mm-hmm. 5 years from now, which we all should be doing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You should not be the same person you was last year.
No.
And so if you're moving the needle, and everybody measurements are different. Mm-hmm. Even if you move the needle just a little bit, that's progress.
Absolutely.
Keep going. Yeah, it was hard, but keep going.
Yep. Absolutely. And that's where I'm at right now. And I actually like take pride in that I'm able, because a lot of people I've witnessed it, especially like people from, my mom's generation. They didn't talk about mental health. So they didn't talk about it like nothing was wrong with you, like nothing a beating can't fix. So obviously, like in my youth, I didn't know anything about mental health, anything about it. I just knew either I was bad or I was good, nothing in between. And I just ignored all my other feelings and emotions.
Right.
But now I'm glad that I get to do this, because now I get to pass it down to my daughter.
Right. And it's same for me. Like I said, when I grew up, I didn't have, no support, no any of that. I had to learn a lot of shit from the streets. And that, I mean, I'm not mad at the way I grew up, because it made me who I am. Even though it took me until, my late adulthood to understand mental health and how to really treat people. Yeah. But I'm not mad at, my early 20s and everything that I went through, because all that taught me as well.
Where did you live at 14 when you left? You
so
just lived on the streets?
Yeah, I was homeless for a while.
At 14, did you go to school and stuff, or you just?
Yeah, I mean,
you did. I'm sorry. It's just it's fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, I was born in Inglewood. Then I moved over to Gardena. So I was raised in Gardena for some years, and then I think at I want to say 17. I want to say 17. I went back to Inglewood. So when I say I was on my own since I was 14, so at 14, and you're trying to get me to go to my story. At 14, my grandmother raised me. So all these years, she raised me in Gardena. So at 14, my father had tried to take me and move in with him. Mm. And he was living, I think, West Covina at the time. Mm. And I went for I want to say a week or two. And when he went to work, I left. I had a homie that lived in Pomona, right down the street. I was like, hey, man, can you take me to the hood? And he came and picked me up.
What was it about your living with your dad for the 2 weeks? You just, it just.
Me and him never got along. Well, see, okay. And I'm the baby of 7 kids.
Oh, damn, okay.
Out of all the 7 kids, he is the only one that whooped me and treated me like shit. He treated everybody like, everybody loves him. Oh, Dad is great. What are you talking about, Mike? Yeah, he only treated me like shit.
Damn.
So, I mean, it's a long story behind all that as well. Yeah. And it's a reason why I didn't like him. And I know I started it, because at a young age, I don't know what it was, but just as a young age, I think at 12, I started mentally growing up and hey, what he doing ain't right. Right. I used to tell my brothers and sisters, hey, that ain't right. Yeah. They're like, Mike, you only talking about you young. I was like,
stay in your place.
And when they got older, they realized a lot of things that he did to them and screwed them over. And they were like, oh, I know what you're talking about. But I noticed that shit when I was 12. Wow. So at 14, I went back to my grandmother's house. But at that time, she was already 80, 85 years old. She couldn't take care of me. So that's why I say I was on my own.
You were pretty,
I was still living in our house until I was 17. That's when I went to Inglewood. That's when I became homeless. I was on the streets at that point. But those 3 years right there, I was still living with her, but I was still taking care of myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I never liked him. It's a long story.
Is he alive today?
No.
Did you have a conversation with him?
Because we knew he was going to pass away. So 3 months prior to it, I made my peace with him.
Yeah.
And I did it for me. Like, I didn't do it for him. I did it for me.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I was cool. And then he passed away.
That's my next step, is for me to like make amends with my dad. Because I personally think he's a narcissist. Being raised by a narcissist, like it's messes with your mental. But that's the one thing that I'm working on. I actually wrote out a really, really detailed letter that I want to read to him. I'm currently like, I decided that I wasn't going to have him in my life. So he's been trying like desperately to like be back in my life. But I'm like, I'm 35, man. Like, I needed you when I was a kid.
Right.
And now I just don't, I've accepted it. And that was really tough for me. Mm-hmm. And now you want to come in when I'm 35? Like, where were you then? I don't need a dad anymore. Right. You know what I mean? So the way that I'm approaching it is, I got to get to know you and maybe we can be friends, but you don't have to father me. Like, you don't have to do that anymore, because whatever you were doing before when you were absent out of my life, you were good. So go back to when you were good. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a spot or a blimp on your radar. Right. So I don't need a dad anymore. When I think of like accomplishments in my life, I don't think of like seeing him in the front row. Mm-hmm. That portion of it is a ghost to me now. And it took me a long time. I heard a lot of people on the way, a lot of people, him damaging me. I projected that on everybody. So,
you know what? And that's saying with me. And to this day, it bothers me because it's a lot of things that I projected onto my kids, and I see it, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I hated that I did that.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, and I always told myself if I ever had kids, I wouldn't be my father. Yeah. And I wasn't. Yeah. But there was little things that I see that I did that I don't like.
But you can reflect. Yeah. They don't reflect. Like my dad, my mom, they don't reflect. Mm-hmm. They just want to hear that, look, I did the best I could, be appreciative. You had a house, you had a roof over your head, all of that. But the fact that they mess me up mentally, they don't want to take. They don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to take a responsibility for that. But it is what it is.
But my dad did the same. So like when I went to the hospital and visited him, like I said, I did it for myself, and it wasn't to go and get any type of forgiveness or sorry. Like I went. I can't explain why I went, but I didn't want, like you said, I didn't want him to be a dad at that moment, right? Right. I didn't want him to explain himself. Yeah. Because everything that you did didn't matter at that time. Like, right. It doesn't matter now. Right. Like, I wanted to just have peace. Yeah. So I went there almost every day for like the last 3 months, because he was in hospice for like 3 months. And it was just, hey, how you doing? You need anything? It was just peaceful. Yeah. Like everything else didn't matter no more. Yeah. Like I don't need no explanations, no sorries, no none of that, because it doesn't matter, because it's not going to change anything. So now it's just, okay, how do we move forward? Yeah. So we move forward with just peace. Yes. Yes. Like let's make these last couple of months just peaceful and good. Yeah.
What is it? The forgiveness is accepting the sorry you're never going to get. Is that the saying? Yeah. Yeah, like that's what I have to. That's what I'm living with,
and I'm good with that.
I have to let it go, and I need to figure out who he is now, because I don't know who he is. Right. Ask me his favorite color, his favorite food, where he lives. I know nothing. So the fact that he's trying, I'm like, all right. And you know what? To be honest, it's messed up, because he was the one that really got me into the entertainment industry. Oh wow. He's responsible for that. So like, I do appreciate him for that, and I will never ever take that for granted. When I was a kid, he worked in radio. He worked out here, actually, on KMix 106. And he had his own like talk show. And I used to come in as a kid. It's like one of my best nostalgic memories. I used to come in as a kid. I used to do work with him all the time. I used to do commercials. We did this thing called the Shacktacular back then, where Shaq would run these events for kids, and they would get to like do like little competitions with celebrities being the main the leaders of the groups. I've seen like NSYNC in person back in the day. I've seen just big name celebrities, and being in that was fascinating to me. Like I loved every minute of it. I loved just being engulfed in like the entertainment industry, being behind the scenes. And he was the one that it's his fault. It's his fault that I fell in love with comedy and entertainment and all of this stuff. And I have great memories and I hold on to that. But that's the thing. He holds on to it too. So that's all we talk about when we see each other now. Remember that time I took you to Shack House? And I was like, yeah, I do. But
that's a start.
It's a start.
Yeah, it's a start.
It is a start. But we have no new memories and we have nothing else to talk about. And he doesn't know anything about me.
And you know what though? And we got to keep in mind too that, like how what you were saying earlier, like mental health with our parents and their parents was never talked about. It wasn't even like they didn't have the resources and tools that we have now, right? So even when I look back at that, I don't blame them,
right?
Because they didn't have the tools that we have,
right?
So I can't blame them for something that they didn't have access to.
Absolutely.
Maybe they did have therapy and all that, but it's not as big as it now. Talked about as it now,
right? So
I can't be mad at that. Like they grew up differently.
Yeah.
Right. So, and everybody's capacity is different. Right. So our parents and our grandparents, their capacity is way different than what we have now. Like we talk about mental health, we're more open now.
Yeah.
And, hopefully now we can pass that on to our kids and, the generations just get better and better. But we can't be mad at that.
No, you can learn. You can learn from it. That's all you could do, because with my daughter, I listen to everything. I ask her questions. How you feeling? Even the stuff that I don't really care about with the stuff that her gossiping and all this. Like, I'm just like, all right, I'll listen to it because I want her to feel heard. That's really important to me that she feels heard.
Yeah.
And me and her relationship, because of that, like that little, people don't know how important that is. And in turn, like, I feel like I can like turn to her. She's like, she's my best friend.
But most people, they just want to be heard.
Yeah, that's
why listening is so important. Like most people, they just want to be heard.
Yeah, they want to feel appreciated, accepted. They want to be heard. They want to be acknowledged. Like they want to know that they matter.
Right.
And I definitely, that's one of the things that I pride myself on is my relationship with my daughter. I worked hard on it because I knew I did not want to have the same relationship with my daughter that I had with my dad.
100%.
Yeah, so I pride myself on my relationship.
Good.
Yeah,
well, congratulations on that.
Yeah, we're tight. She likes me. Like she wants to hang out with me.
You.
Like she calls me and asks me like when am I coming home? I miss you. Like what 18-year-old wants to hang out with their mom all the time? That's crazy.
Hey, well my daughter don't want to hang out with me right now.
Why? You're cool.
Oh yeah. Tell
You're
my daughter
cool,
that.
Dad.
You should tell my daughter that. Now, you know what? It's funny. Me and my daughter, and I could be honest about it right now. For some reason, me and her have a hate-love relationship right now. Like when she was little, me and her were the best friends.
Yeah.
And then when she got older, something happened. And then we got cool again. And then all of a sudden, now like we're in this weird space. Like I was with her on Christmas Eve. And she was there with the family. We was talking. And this is the first time I ever saw my daughter get drunk. My daughter was lit.
That's hilarious.
So she was there and she got lit, and I left because we always go to my sister's house in Pasadena, and my daughter and my son still live with the mom in Santa Clarita. So I left, and I had to go to Valencia because I had to charge my car. So I could make it home. So I stopped in Valencia, and Nina, their mom, she called me and she was like, "Hey, where you at?" I was like, "I'm in Valencia charging my car." And she was like, "Okay, cool." She's like, "Don't go nowhere." And I was like, "Well, I can't." She's like, "I got to charge my car. I'm going to be here for another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay, good." She was like, "Is Kira is fucked up?" And I was like, "What?" And I saw her, like when I left her, she was tipsy, right? But she like my daughter, she's like a happy drunk.
Yeah.
And emotional, I just found out. I didn't know that. I knew she was a happy, like, because when I left her, she was like laughing, but she was drunk, and she just giggled at everything, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, "Hey, I'm going to need help getting her upstairs," because they stay in a condo, but they stay up like 3 flights.
Oh, dang.
So I was like, "All right, cool. Just let me know when you close by." But anyway, so I met her at their house, and I got out the car and my daughter was crying. She's straight crying. I'm like, why is she crying? She's like, man, she been crying the whole damn time from Pasadena all the way to here.
Dang.
I'm dying laughing. Nina has the phone in her hand recording the whole thing. Like, are you recording?
Like, you gotta see this in the morning.
She's like, oh hell yeah, she gonna watch this.
You gotta
shit.
see this. What you put us through?
So she's trying to get her out the car, and I'm just standing there. I'm laughing, and she's looking at me. She's like, "Are you gonna help me?" And I'm like, "Cause the way the garage is like no space, right?" So I'm like, "Well, you got to turn around so I can grab her."
Yeah.
And like mind you, my daughter is short and thin. Mm-hmm. My daughter literally, and I'm not even exaggerating, looks like a little 12-year-old.
That's funny.
But she's 22, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, you got to turn around so I can grab her, right? She pulls her out of the car. She hits her head on the door. She's like, ouch. And then my daughter, she said, ouch, but she's laughing and crying. She's laughing and crying at the same time.
That's
so I'm not
crazy.
knowing what to do here.
That's crazy.
And then she's like, I got to pee. And then all of a sudden, Nina drops her. She's like, you got to pee. She drops down back on the seat. And then she grabs, so I pick her up. And then when I picked her up, I don't even think my daughter is 90 pounds. I picked her up and I was like, damn, you heavy. She was like, that's rude. And I had to carry her up like 3 flights of stairs.
Dang.
But so I was like, we have this crazy thing going on right now. But it was just funny. I'd never seen her that lit before.
Yeah.
Like she couldn't walk. It was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, that's my story. And we're running out of time, and because you wanted to talk about me, and this was supposed to be all about you. And
you are a very interesting person. I'm finding out. I got more questions, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh wow, you got questions for me?
Yeah,
it's not about me though.
Yeah, maybe someone should do your podcast and interview you.
Why? This is your story.
I know.
It's not about me. It's never about me.
Well, that's why I'm saying we could switch roles. I'll take over. Brittney take over. Brittney Pettus
take over. I like
Brittney
that.
Pettus take over.
I actually like that. But what's next for Brittney? Let's talk about that before we wrap this up.
Man, okay. So what's next right now? I am running a lot of comedy shows in the Antelope Valley. We're working on getting a building so I can start teaching again for the new year for 2024. But right now, I'm just trying to take over. I'm just trying to take over the entertainment industry. Right now, I'm doing really good locally. I'm making a name for myself, and I want to expand. I want to get LA. I want to get San Diego. I want to get wherever the comedy scenes are. I want to tackle those. So you're
looking for a building to what?
To teach.
To teach.
Yeah, we have. Well, I'm working with a girl named Mitra. She has this company called California Performing Arts, and they do all type of things with the arts, like music for kids, usually for the youth. But I also do acting for adults as well, like scene studies and stuff like that. But she's looking for a building right now, and it's going to be kind of like a YMCA type feel. You know, kids can go and like just have an outlet to express themselves. And that's where I come in for the acting and the improv and So
I like that.
Yeah. But other than that, what I'm trying to do is quit my job so I can do this full time. That's what I got bills, man.
We all got bills.
I got a lot of them.
You have face? No, don't listen to me.
No. You're smart. A lot of my friends.
No, you know what? I've never had a 9-to-5 job.
I know you were telling me about that. That's fascinating to me.
There's good things about that, and there's bad things about it.
What's the good things?
The good thing is, whenever I die, I can literally be like Frank Sinatra and be like, I did the shit my way.
Hell yeah. And what's the bad?
That's you know what? That's the most important thing to me is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Where's the richest place in the world?
The richest place in the world?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess Dubai.
Why everybody say Dubai?
I don't know.
Everybody says Dubai. That's not the richest place in the world.
Where is it?
Funeral. Cemetery. Sorry, cemetery. Not funeral.
Yes. Yeah.
Is where people held on to all those dreams and ideas that they had and then never acted on.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I just do shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what it is, what it takes. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
If it don't work, cool. At least I said, you know what? I tried. I did it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. That's what
I don't want no regrets.
Yeah.
Like, I did it. Like, honestly, I've done everything that I want. Like, I have a graphic design background. That's how I started off in TV. I've done everything I wanted to do graphically. Mm-hmm. Like, I've designed everything. I don't have big billboards on big buildings. I've designed everything, clothes, shoes, everything.
Yeah.
Not saying I was successful in everything, but I did it.
Yeah.
Like, it was in my checklist. Like, I designed that. I did that. Entertainment-wise, I believe I've done everything I want to do. I produced a show. I executive produced a show. I've never actually, like, this wasn't never in my plan. Like, I was always behind the scenes. I was never supposed to be in front of the camera, in front of the mic, hosting my own show. Like, but it's something that I'm doing. Yeah. And I love it. But I've done everything that I want to do. So I'm actually writing 2 books right now. That's the 2 things that I'm trying to finish.
Yes. What are they about?
Mental health.
I love it.
One's an autobiography of my life.
Yeah.
And the other one is a mindset.
I love
That's why
that.
I always wear mindset stuff.
Love it.
So, yeah.
That's so dope. I can't wait to read it.
I can't wait to finish the book. It's been 3 years. But it's a journey.
You know
like
what? It is.
It's
Writing
gonna,
a book is hard.
Oh, and you know what? My last guest that I had on the show last week, she wrote a book called Exposed. It's about human trafficking because she was in that world for 10 years. Ooh. And it took her, I want to say, oh my God, it took her a lot of years. I forgot, 5-10 years or something to write a book.
That sounds about right.
When you're writing a book, it's supposed to come out when it's supposed to. Like, because she was just talking about this. She said if she would have wrote the book like 5 years ago and finished, like, she could have just finished it, right? Yeah. She said it wouldn't have made sense. Right. Like, it's part of your journey, your story.
Absolutely.
It's like, I can write a mindset book and be done with it in the next 3 months, right? Right. But I feel like it's not time for it yet. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My journey obviously my journey is going to continue to grow, but it's not time for the book yet. Yeah. And I don't want to rush it.
Yeah, listen to your intuition.
Yeah. So that's why it's taking me so long.
Yeah. It'll pay off in the long run. Yeah. It really will. All that time spent, it's going to pay off. So I don't know why we got on it. Did you just revert that back to me? I love this. See, I'm already taking
See how
over.
you did it? Like, I didn't even realize you just did that. Like, I was like, wait a minute. How did we get back to me?
To be honest, I don't know how I'm doing it either. Like, I'm just fast. I'm very interested. You're an interesting person.
Y'all hear that? I'm an interesting person.
You are.
I got that on tape.
You got it on tape.
That's going to be the promo. I'm going to just loop it. No, I was asking what's next for you, and what's next for you? I didn't even get to all these questions.
I know we missed a lot.
We're gonna have to do a part 2 of this now.
Yeah, because we kind of we went on one road and then it took us in another direction. But
that's what I love about having this open conversations. Yeah, like I never know where it's gonna go. But actually went to good places. Like we had touched on a lot of good things.
I think so.
So I liked it.
Yeah, we were raw, we were real. I like these conversations.
So you're doing a show tomorrow night?
Yes, I am at the Alchemy Road.
Shout out to Alchemy Road. You're going to be there. I don't know. Did you guys make it final? Like you're going to be there once a month?
Once a month, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I like that.
Yep. It's official.
It's official.
Yeah. We're going to just keep.
I feel like I had a part in that. I feel like I had a part.
You were a part of that conversation.
I know I was there at the
day.
bar.
Yeah,
I know I was there. I feel like I had a part in that.
I think you did. Okay. So thank you. If I haven't thanked you already,
I would need a thank you for Mike. You don't believe I'm a good producer. I produce things.
Of course, you're great. Look at everything you built here.
Anyway, so thank you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
I need a mic drop from you though.
You need a mic drop from me.
I know you don't even know what it is because you don't watch my show.
Damn it. Damn. I'm so embarrassed.
So mic drop is at the end of all my shows, someone leaves leaves inspirational quote, inspirational something. So I do these things like that where I'm gonna take a piece of your thing. You know, notice this mic drop. Like that's my name, Mike. Am I say that? That's what I mean. You get it?
Clever.
It's clever. Yeah, no, it's just an inspiration. Like, what you want to leave people? Like, words of wisdom, a poem, a rap, whatever you want.
I'll just leave people with this. Never give up on yourself. Just remember that you are worth, you're worth it, just make sure that you know your value. And for me, I'm learning that people don't remember what you do, or people don't remember what you say. They just remember how you make them feel. So be cognizant of that. Everybody else is going through a hard time. And I'm learning, like, being kind to yourself and being kind to others it makes the world difference. So just be aware, be self-aware, learn about yourself, and don't neglect feeling that what we talked about today, like feeling the pain and the sorrow. We're no exceptions to that. So embrace it and make something out of it and laugh. If I didn't talk about laughter, being a comedian, I would be doing this interview no justice. So remember to laugh and remember to love deep, love hard. And yeah, just continue to grow.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I want to leave this with you guys. This is a new year. First show of the 2024.
This is the first show?
Yes, so you could
of the
say
year?
You could say I was one of Mike's first.
Yeah. Not probably not out loud without any context.
So perverted. I'm bad.
Was his first.
Hey, but this is the great thing about having your own show. You say what the fuck you want. Can't
That's
nobody
right.
tell me no difference. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
But now I want to leave this with people. Since it is a new year, it's never too late to start. Never too late to start all over. If you have dreams, ambitions, goals, go after it.
Yes.
It's never too late. You can do anything you can set your mind to. So just go after it. It's a new year. Why not? Like last year came and gone. Don't let another year come and go. Go after your dream. Enjoy your life. Say at the end of the day, you did it your way.
Yes. Yes.
100%.
What's your New Year's resolution?
I don't have it.
You have none?
No.
Just live in the present day by day.
Yeah, because obviously I have goals, right, G? But they don't just start in a new year.
Yeah. People use this as a time to be like.
and I hate it because I said that a couple of shows ago. Like, okay, we're at the end of the year and everybody's about to, new year, new me, this blah blah blah. But then you guys have these big ass expectations, and then you take these big ass steps, and because you can't make that leap, now you give up. Like, how many people was in the gym all this week? And they probably gonna give up next week or following weeks, right? Because they don't see the results, right?
Right.
Baby steps makes the biggest impacts.
Yeah.
So if you want to work out, lose weight, or do whatever your goals are, take the small steps.
Yeah, and there's no better time than the present.
And don't look at there's a destination. Like, it's a journey.
Yes.
Like, I know you probably want to lose weight, for the summer coming up, blah, blah. But you can't look at it like that. Because once you start, putting these big-ass expectations on yourself, right?
Yeah.
Then that's where you get discouraged.
Right.
Like, just be realistic.
Be in the journey.
In the journey, exactly. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Be in the journey.
Be a part of it, yeah.
Oh, you got some words.
Do I?
I like that.
You're bringing it out of me, Mike. You're bringing it out of me.
See, that's why I like this. See, most people would have thought that I was going to come on here and promote you and, come on, which we did. But it's really just about you. So now people know more about who Brittney is.
It's about being real. I love it.
It is, yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
And you're very easy to talk to. You're definitely in the right business.
Okay. I was going to make a comment. Noticed that the second time.
Here we go.
4 times.
Hey, I'm here now. All right.
That's important.
That's all that
matters.
matters.
Here now.
I'm here now.
I truly do appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for making people laugh, because we need that.
Of course.
Especially nowadays.
Yes, absolutely.
We need laughter, you guys. Laugh at your own pain. Laugh at my pain. Shit, I don't give a fuck. That's why I tell my story.
Yeah.
I don't. That's why I tell my story.
Yeah.
Do you know me telling my story on here has made me feel so much better.
Yeah.
And I don't care what people think about it. People could laugh at it, make fun of it, but it's like, I don't care. I guess the older we get, like I feel like I'm old now. Like old people really have zero fucks. Like, have you met an old person? Like, they have zero fucks. I'm starting to feel that. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying my life.
It's beautiful when you get to that place, though.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you again, Brittney.
Thank you for bringing me on.
Wait. One question.
Yes.
What does LMP mean?
Okay, so
I'm gonna make time for that. What does LMP mean?
Okay. So I use it as an acronym, but it's really like my middle name and the last initial of my last name. So Ellen, my middle name is Ellen.
Ellen?
Yeah. So I took the L and the N, Ellen, and then P for Pettus. So I just put it together, LMP. Just a direct reflection of who I am. So yeah, Brittney Ellen. That sounds a little country, no?
I mean,
Brittney
that's
Ellen.
cute though.
My middle name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But wait a minute. So I'm making time for this. Hold on. No, it's not. Okay. My battery died.
Did it catch the podcast?
No, it did.
Okay.
It just went off.
Okay.
That's why I try to keep it about an hour and a half. But the audio is still going.
Okay.
Why you don't never rap when you do karaoke?
That's a good freaking question. I don't know. I usually do. I think, you know what it is? I think I feel for the crowd more so than like what would they enjoy just as much as I would. So
they listen to rap.
They listen to rap. Okay.
They listen to rap.
But you know what? I also love doing like badass like chick songs. Like when it comes to like chicks in bands, I love like when you have a band and the lead singer is a chick. They're just so badass to me. So I usually go for like the badass chick songs. You know, Alanis Morissette, No Doubt, 3 Non-Blondes, like people like that. I might Tracy Chapman. That's who those to me are like empowering women. I guess I shouldn't be like, I take my karaoke really seriously apparently, but
yeah, you do.
like way too seriously than I should. But yeah, so I go for that. But I don't know. That's a great question. I probably did it like once. I did like an Eminem song. Yeah. That Superman song.
Did you?
You know that song? Yeah.
Well, yeah, no one. But yeah. I didn't think you can pull it off, man. Yeah.
Oh, I also did Outkast, AT Aliens. I've done that before too, and I like doing that song too.
I might have to hear this one. I might have to hear this one day.
Yeah, I'll do it for karaoke.
All right.
I'll do it for karaoke. Let's go.
I want to hear it.
Let's go.
All right. So that's it. We are out of here. Thank you again. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.